Now in its 10th year, this is Gabnet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, how are you? It's Alex, and it's gonna be the Ramble. And we go until midnight tonight from that city right below you, New York, New York. The city's so nice they named it twice.
Chuck Farnham,
Yeah,
why are you wearing those red glasses?
I like these. Well, I got a pair of tortoiseshell ones where one is round and one is square.
Yeah.
Ever since I had the old, surgery, now I can wear any old glasses. So I missed out on all those years since second grade where I couldn't. And now I can buy.
What surgery did you get? You get the
I got a cataract surgery.
Oh, cataracts. Oh, that's simple.
Yeah, and fun. But now I have 50 pair of glasses.
You know
and all.
what happened? I had my cataract surgery, and I actually could see better. I could read pretty much without glasses. The screens here. And
I can't read.
Lately, my vision's gone to crap.
Yeah, mine's gone a little. If I get like I have a lot of allergies because somebody decided to grow corn across the street and 50 acres, and so now I can't. Once they harvest that stuff, my sinuses go, my eyes go, everything.
Oh boy, yeah,
Great, just great.
Any other medical conditions we can talk about? Because that's all we seem to talk about on this program.
No, dude, you'll be glad to hear, went to the doctor just on Tuesday after many MRIs and assorted other, evasive tests.
Yeah.
And I don't have to go to the doctor for 2 years.
Really?
He said I was healthy as an ox and weighed about the same. So
yeah, well, I mean, don't worry about it. Maybe lose a little weight.
I know now I don't have to, my kidneys.
Well, with you, they always say this: you're in great shape, but I'd lose some weight.
Yeah. This guy, could not take a single one-liner throughout the entire urology exam. He was just like, I did the, hey, can I have the glove when you're done with that as a souvenir?
Why did they do an MRI on you?
My kidney when I fell installing the deer in the front yard.
The deer in the front yard? Wait a minute, installing the what in the front yard?
I have some, I'll have to send you a photo. I have some life-size deer in the front yard made out of metal. They're huge. And a giant pig. And that's what you do when you live with hillbillies. You put yard art in. Some people do snowmobiles, all kinds of stuff. But I got these
now,
giant
let me
deer.
ask you this: the way you're dressed today, is that official hillbilly?
No, this is all it does is draw deadheads.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It does. Yeah, it draws deadheads
But
really quickly.
aren't some hillbillies deadheads?
Not so much. They're all listening to Insane Clown Posse and weird heavy metal music.
Who?
I think.
Who?
The Insane Clown Posse?
The Insane Clown Posse?
Yeah,
And without missing the tooth, that's a good thing to hang
I know.
out with.
No, I fit right in.
That's a real hillbilly look right there.
I'm getting more and more used to it. I actually smiled in the mirror yesterday
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, you look pretty good." So, either I'm getting really senile or...
Well, I don't know. I just went to the dentist today.
Yeah?
Or as I call a fishing expedition on the part of a dentist. Okay?
Now, you have most of your
She said to me, I'm going to come in, it was for cleaning, I'm going to come in a moment, look at your mouth. Don't worry, I'm not going to try and find anything. I said, no, you'll find enough for your next yacht.
Right.
And she did, by the way.
Of course.
Well, I said I have this slightly loose tooth over here. And she says, oh, that's abscessed. She says it's not an abscess that hurts, but it's an abscess. And what we have to do is remove the tooth and put an implant. Well, bingo, $5,000
There's
right there.
5Gs. Yeah.
5G right there. Which, I've got the money. I can pay it, but Who wants to?
You'd rather buy, Taco Bell or
I,
something.
I bought myself this new watch. I bought this Apple Watch. This is the Ultra. Notice how big how big it is.
You're really fancy now.
Well, no, but because my eyesight's getting a little weak.
Right.
I like it because I can read it okay now. And this is meant for people who are into climbing mountains and jumping into the ocean and things like that.
Well, you're always wandering around the park, so now you'll know where you are.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Right.
but anyway, I go there and I say I got this little loose tooth, and she, when she says, "Is there anything wrong?" and she looks at it and she says, "Oh, it's in fact, I'm sure it's an abscess tooth. We'll have to pull it." She says, "And if there's enough bone there, we'll immediately do an implant." And I went, "Wow, that's fast."
You need some money for the weekend.
No, in the old days, they did the implant. They
Yeah, it's
pulled
like a year, something.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go without a tooth here for at least 3 months, but maybe more.
It's a shame it's not in the front like me. We'd be twins.
Yeah. Well, if I were in the front, I would get it immediately.
I just like people to go, "Hey, what happened to that tooth?" And then I just every single time make up a different story.
Well, the only thing that bothers me about them pulling a tooth is not pulling the tooth. That doesn't hurt that much. It's not.
No.
Not with the Novocaine. It's not painful. It's out before you know it. And especially a tooth here is smaller, so it takes less effort.
Jerking.
But what bothers me is going around without the tooth. Okay. Now I probably won't show up when I'm talking here on the air because it's right back here. And when I'm talking, you don't see it. But it bothers me. It bothers me that it's not there.
You're a little vain on this subject.
No, it isn't a question of vain. I just don't like to be without equipment. Okay? And I consider that a piece of equipment.
Dude, don't leave me open like that. Really, don't leave me open like that. I mean, isn't everything stopping working after a while?
Is it stopping and working? What do you mean? Is it
your bodily functions and everything else?
Pretty much,
Yeah. So now the teeth are going.
Here's what happened. I did a real old person thing. Okay, I took a terrible fall while we were out for a walk, and I was holding Marjorie's hand. I sometimes hold her hand when I'm walking, just because I maybe feel a little unsteady, and apparently holding on to her didn't help one bit. I got 2 giant sores on my knee. They're still healing. And this other leg, I couldn't even walk on the next day. So I had to go to a knee doctor who gave me cortisone and cleared it up. But now it looks like it tore a meniscus, and that hurts like hell on the other side. So when you say, "How am I doing?" I took a fall. And when you take a fall, it's strange, but it's really a lot.
See, I took the fall, same thing like you.
Yeah.
I'm out there, we're putting the deer in, me and Paco, or whatever you want to call the guy I got him from. And he's in his pickup, and I'm moving the deer. I go face down into what is basically a dry lake bed, but really hard because I'm a big fat guy and I'm up 6 feet, right?
Yeah.
I fall down, my leg is a mess. And
see, listen to this, folks. You're listening to the old people show. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's medical,
or as we like to call it, an organ recital.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I fall down, and I think we told this before, but I fell down, and then my side hurt. I paid no attention to it for 6 months. It like stops hurting. And then one day I roll over, and excruciating pain. And I go to the hospital, and they say, "When did you fall?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" I didn't tell them I fell. I just have a kidney that hurts, right? Like maybe I got a kidney stone or something. And the guy goes, "No, you fell. And your kidney is got a big hematoma on top of it." And it's bleeding like a stiff. And he goes, "Are you on blood thinners?" And I go, "Yeah, Xarelto, everybody's favorite."
Stop immediately.
Yeah. So stop the blood thinner. And by the way, don't move. And I go, what do you mean don't move? And he goes, you need to lay there for about 6 months, and the hematoma will solve itself.
What do you mean? You can't do anything else but just lie there?
Literally lay there, right? So for a couple, 3 months, I'm laying around.
That's no problem for you.
Exactly. It's hard to get up. I'm a fat fuck. So I'm doing that and, getting waited on occasionally. And everything is fine. And then a year passes and the guy goes, well, we need to take some more pictures. And they take a CAT scan or something. And the CAT scan comes back, there's something behind the hematoma. I'm like, you mean like my kidney?
Yeah.
And he's, no. We need to get it with contrast now. The photos need to be taken with contrast.
Oh boy.
Go back to the doctor, or back to the MRI guy, the CAT scan guy.
I can't do an MRI, by the way.
I wish I could.
I can do a CT scan, but I can't do an MRI. You can't do that to me.
So after 4 pictures, now the second pictures come back and go, they use the word tumor in the description. I'm a hypochondriac.
Were these CT scans?
Huh?
CT or MRI?
Yeah, the MRI. No, the CT scan, the second CT scan with contrast came back, and it said there's something behind the hematoma, and we know it's a tumor. It says right there.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, and I'm like, now I haven't seen the doctor yet. I'm just getting these reports, right?
Yeah, right.
So now, on the bottom of the report, we need MRI. So now they shove the fat guy in the largest MRI machine in North America, apparently, and do the pictures again with contrast. So now I've got like 7 pictures of this thing. And it comes back and says they're cysts.
Well, that's no big deal.
Right, exactly.
As
a hypochondriac, I think cysts become tumors.
I have cysts on my ovaries.
On your ovaries?
Yeah, my ovaries. No, on my kidneys. I have them as well.
Really?
I have cystic kidneys. Yeah.
Another thing we have in common.
Yeah, well, they're nothing.
So but I didn't know that because I'm a hypochondriac. So I looked them up, and it says 20% of all cysts are not a problem. 80% of them are a huge problem. And apparently I read the wrong thing. What a shock!
That's not what I heard, but
exactly. So now I'm at the doctor, who's not Mr. Funny, and he's like, you're okay. You still have the hematoma, and it's slowly healing. I go, yeah, a year now, and I'm back on those. And he goes, the Xarelto, it's just going to take forever. And I said, but that's not a problem for you. And he goes, no, because you have no pain, no symptom.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, fine. What about those cysts? And he goes, they're nothing. I go, well, will more grow? Or, am I going to have a field of cysts in my kidney? He goes, probably not.
Right.
And he goes, it's just what it is. Can I stick my finger in your butt? And, and then I left.
Well, cysts in your kidney is supposedly not a problem. At least that's what I've been told.
No, you're right.
That they're cysts, okay?
And he says, come back in a few years. We'll see how you are.
Well,
so I was like, wow, I never had a doctor say, come back in a few years. Wow. I can actually do that.
Well, he got enough money out of you this time between all the tests.
Well, no, I think he was very happy that he saw my Medicare card.
Oh, okay. No.
So he could take that money.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with me. Here's my problem. I don't like going to the doctor because it costs me more money than it costs most people, because I take a lift down there, and today the lift cost me $35 going down there. Going down there, not coming back. And so you have to add that to your dental bill. You can't put that on the insurance, but it should be part of it.
I took an Uber in the city, and I couldn't fit in the back of it. I had to lay sideways.
You haven't gotten that huge, have you?
No, there's just no room in the back of that stupid Tesla that I had climbed in. Back seats in a Tesla? Crap. Really? I mean, I don't weigh 800 pounds. I weigh 325.
Okay.
or 215 if you're Donald Trump.
It's 100 pounds more than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe I think I maybe weigh a little more.
You could live a couple of months on me, up on Donner
If
Pass.
if we were the Donner Party, yeah,
You'd be fine.
you'd be actually you'd feed the whole party for a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. The doc thought I was fine. Like I said, the guy had no humor whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm saying things like, "Is that your wedding ring?" I'm getting nothing.
here's what happened. What my bane in life has been the fact that every time I go to a urologist, they take a blood test.
Right.
And when they take a blood test, they find blood in my urine, traces of blood in my urine.
Right.
And
Which is very common.
And but they go apoplectic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this one doctor had me do a cystoscopy to make sure it wasn't bladder cancer. I mean, this guy was a guy who always padded the bill. I finally found myself a great urologist. I love the
Really?
urologist.
I did too.
had.
Mine moved away. He's over by you now.
And mine saved my life. I mean, I had this prostate cancer, and he detected it, and he got me to the right doctor. He got me to Rudy Giuliani's
Nice.
doctor, the one who did the seeds on him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, he did the seeds on me. So, Giuliani and I are seed partners.
You have the same garden.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Now, did you do the thing where they shoot the giant needles in you,
What do you mean shoot the giant needles in you?
where you have a biopsy, where they stick what looks like a giant cucumber in your ass, and then this thing fires 15 needles up inside your
Well,
prostate?
what he did was the seeds, which
Well, yeah,
implants-
this was a test. This was before.
No, I never had anything like that. No.
Oh yeah, that
all
was
I
great.
all I had was what did he do? He did the what test did he do on me? Where everybody told me how much it was going to hurt, and it didn't hurt at all. Biopsy. Oh yes,
biopsy
okay,
is
that's
when
what
they
you're
shoot
talking
the
about.
needle.
You're talking about a
That's-
biopsy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. No, it didn't hurt at all.
It just was
in fact,
weird, though,
all it
wasn't it?
sounded like to me was a staple gun.
yeah, like a pellet gun going
Yeah,
off.
but
or
it didn't
something.
hurt, did it?
No.
Some people
but
say,
how
"Oh
high
my
were
God,
you?
I had a biopsy, a prostate biopsy. And,
No.
it's painful, and it's
How high were you when did they give you
that
meds?
wasn't high at all.
Oh, dude, they gave me like crazy stuff.
No, they didn't give me anything.
I'm like, just shoot it again,
Yeah,
shoot it
no,
again.
and it
And
was
he goes, "How
fine.
you doing?" I go, "Shoot it again."
I expected when it was over with. I said, "It's over." He said, "Yeah." I said, "I expected pain. I expected
I
discomfort.
expected it to take an hour.
Nothing.
No, it was fast.
Nothing. But it was that in which they found the prostate cancer. It was a very, very slow growing, not a major one, but enough that you got to take care of it. So I had the what do you call it, the radiation, and then on another occasion he put the seeds in me, and now
Nice.
of course the prostate doesn't respond to anything, including Kim Kardashian.
Right,
So,
exactly.
whatever. They
Well,
fig-
yeah, like
they
that
figure-
was me.
you know,
They did that thing,
Mhm.
like they did to you, and then he goes, "Well, this doesn't work every time." And I'm like, "Why? Why are you telling me this now after you've already billed this? Why? Why don't?" He goes, "Well, the real way to do it is to do a DNA test on the samples that we took out of you." And I'm like, "Okay." Well, it took him a year to do that, and he goes, "Dude, you will never have a problem. You do not have the DNA that will cause that to happen."
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
that's
what
why.
I had was very minor, really.
Yeah.
And at my age, it's even more minor. When you get it at my age, they go, "Well, this isn't
Right.
going to be serious."
Now,
in fact,
when
I
you
say
look-
to every man out there who's listening to me, if you live long enough, you will get prostate cancer.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a given.
In your lifetime, it's going to happen. Now, when you go to the urologist, do you notice something weird in the waiting room?
Old people?
No, yeah, there's definitely old people. They're all staring at the ground. Nobody will make eye contact in there.
Really? I didn't
They're all
notice
at
that.
their heads
I just
against-
noticed the age.
Yeah, no,
I know,
everybody's
sir.
old, but they're all looking at the ground.
You know,
And I
he-
went to the receptionist. I go, "I hate coming here, but look out there, those people." She goes, "What, the patients?" I go, Look at where
What,
they're
what was the
looking.
ratio of men to women?
Oh, there's only like maybe, well, the other day there was like no women, but usually
Yeah.
one maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they seem to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Their plumbing is much better than ours, apparently.
Yeah, well, I finally found a really good urologist, really nice guy, and he's a good urologist. I mean, he saved my life. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
And I really like him. I didn't think I'd ever say that about a urologist because, in fact, I think he said to me, when I said I've had bad luck with urologists, he said, well, it's a weird profession. And everybody thinks, it says urologists are the weirdest of all the.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I fully believe that. Mine, like I said, he moved to New York, so I don't have my guy anymore. I have this new guy who's, the straight guy from hell. So it's like, oh, dude, nothing is funny to you. You hate this. It's just part of the job, blah, blah, blah. Come on.
Yeah.
But you're sticking your hand in people's asses every day.
Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this because this is another one of our discussions of
On healthcare for old folks.
old folks and how it goes. Wow.
Yeah,
It's really
stop it. Well, maybe next time I can just get out the old CAT scans and we can,
we can compare them.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't do an MRI. If they ever have to do an MRI on me, they'll literally they'd have to kill me first.
Well, you can't get your whole body in there?
No, I can't. I have just
It's paranoia.
horrible
Scary in there.
claustrophobia.
Yeah, no, I'm.
And
they get me really, really.
They do here in New York. I don't know if they have it in Podunk where you are, but they do have open MRIs where you kind of sit in.
Yeah,
it.
but you sit in it and it does it, right?
Yeah, they say it's
Yes,
not
you
as
will.
it's not as accurate, but they will do it if you
Yeah,
request.
I can't fit in the chair.
You can't
The
fit
chair's
in
for
the
like Billy. No, he's like Billy Barty fits in that chair, dude. You're probably at the maximum that'll fit in the chair to do that.
I weigh about 225 maybe, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they just looked at me and laughed. I'm like, I go, well, why don't we try it? And they go, yeah, well, right. Let me get my camera.
Well, those MRIs are built for fat people.
No, they're not. Only they have multiple MRIs. There's one MRI in northern Nevada
Yeah.
will fit me. I mean, because once you get in there, you got to
You're
have some
making
room.
everybody think that you're like
800 pounds.
huge, 800 pounds, and you're not. You're 325.
No, I'm
that's
not.
fat, but it's not.
I am definitely large, but I'm not that large. I'm not,
Have you ever tried
I'm
to? Have
smaller
you ever
than like a walrus.
Have you ever tried going on a diet? I guess you haven't. Knowing you, you wouldn't do it.
I don't. I don't eat beef. I don't eat beef. I had a salad the other day. I walked every day. I walked 3 miles. I never lost a pound.
Really?
I took my bike out and walked and ran with that thing. Nothing.
I don't know if I can walk 3 miles now.
Now I can't. I can't walk 3 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Oh,
my
well.
knee, my back.
Folks, this is a show today about just getting older, and it ain't for sissies.
Yeah, we could do this again because there are many other illnesses we
Well,
can
no,
talk about.
I tell my audience, think of me as the Sacagawea of aging. Leading the Lewis and Clark party into aging and looking out ahead and saying, "We're going that way." Was that?
Yeah.
By the way, was that racist?
I'm not sure.
We going that way.
You didn't call yourself Sacagawea, did you?
Yeah, because I
mean,
don't want to diss the American Indian because I think that Native Americans, basically because I respect them highly.
I
I
happen to
think
like
they got
it.
the biggest rawest deal of anybody in this country, and I'm including black people.
And who
Because
doesn't like Indian
black
taco?
people got kidnapped and brought here. That was their thing.
Right.
The Indians, the Native Americans, were already here, and
Right.
we stole it all from them.
Yeah, well, they call themselves human beings, not Indians. That was,
Yeah.
who
They
stopped in
own
for
the
Thanksgiving.
land. They own the land.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I say when people start taking things away. I go, you aren't the first people here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not.
Exactly.
You were not. You know,
I think
you
they got
showed
the
up.
rawest deal of
You're
anyone.
you're an immigrant. You know, we're all immigrants.
Anyway, that's Chuck Farnham, ladies and gentlemen. We've run out of time here, but hopefully we'll see you very, very soon.
I hope so too.
Ladies
Thanks,
and
buddy.
gentlemen, Mr. Farnham.
Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, yes, alrighty. Thank you so much, Chuck. That was an old Chuck Farnham. I thought I was putting on a newer one, but that's an old one, but fine, I don't care. You know, and I'm sure you don't care either, because you probably weren't listening. Anyway, I have one person waiting to come on here. Let me bring him in. What the hell? Why not do it? Okay. Because it is, of course, Charlie Wallace, who is okay. You know, he's an okay guy. He's now connecting to audio, which he has to wait usually for that to happen. Something very interesting happened tonight. Here we'll bring in Jeffrey Stein as well, so we have somebody else. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello to Charlie. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Okay, so anyway, I got to tell you what happened tonight, and it kind of screwed up the opening of the show a little bit. But this guy, you know, the guy who always shows up calling me that's half naked or is naked from the. Anyway, he calls me while I'm starting the show. So what I decided to do with him was to just let him come through, because you aren't going to see him. It isn't on the air yet, and I immediately let him on, and I'm giving him the finger. Meanwhile, it's not going out over the internet. So he then, I guess, in order to make me have a problem, sets up the whiteboard. You know how there's a whiteboard feature on Zoom? You probably don't know about it, right? So he does the whiteboard, sets up the whiteboard. So now I got to completely turn off Zoom and restart it up again, okay? Meanwhile, I get a piece of email from Zoom saying, here's a whiteboard that's trying to get onto your Zoom. And here is the email address.
Oh, wow.
So now I have an email address on this guy. So I wrote him a little note saying, thank you so much for giving me your email address. I'm turning this over to Zoom now, and over to Zoom security, and they can take care of it from here, right? So if you're listening to me, you're in a lot of trouble, only because you screwed up. You got a little too randy with your, and it isn't. It's got to be his number, his address, because apparently it's like from England or somewhere like that. Because I got the time it was sent was 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
Greenwich time, yeah.
Huh? So that was my little thing that was happening here. Meanwhile, nobody else is calling.
What's happening on Thursday nights that nobody can show
I don't know
up?
why I should do a show on Thursday nights.
Wow.
Last night we had a good bunch of people here. Fridays we usually, except for once, have a nice bunch of people here. But then when it comes to Thursday nights, it's kind of like we don't even exist. So I don't understand what the problem is, you know. But we'll stick around with this. Not that I don't appreciate you calling, but we'll stick around with this for a little while, and if nothing else happens, we'll, you know. So you must be happy today, Charlie, because it looks like Biden has surged into the lead.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the first people
First time
and the
the
first
whole-
people to report that was Fox News.
Yep.
And it looks like, I think what's happening is we just, too early on, we try and judge how it's going, and it's not, you can't tell that this early, and things will change. And I
Yep.
think people, they're saying, oh, hey, Brian, oh, look who's there. It's Brian and is that your
So wait.
is that your girlfriend?
Hey. We count as two people for calling in the show tonight, okay?
You do count as two people. What is she eating?
Thank you.
Is she eating French fries? Is that what she's eating?
Yeah, we got In-N-Out Burger.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's-
All right. You like In-N-Out
Yeah, we
Burger?
got-
Adrian, you like In-N-Out Burger? Yeah. Okay, because I tried
Yeah.
it years ago. I tried In-N-Out Burger because everybody said In-N-Out Burger was terrific, and so I did In-N-Out Burger, and it was okay. It was fine. But do you notice on the soda, on the cup, on the bottom of the cup, there is a reference to a biblical
No,
place?
No,
in
I
it?
didn't
we don't-
notice that.
no sodas, please.
Oh, no sodas. Well, if you got a soda and the rim on the bottom, do you know this, Charlie, about In-N-Out Burger?
No, I
They
didn't.
have
I've eaten
like it's
there.
like I don't know 714 or something, a psalm.
John thinks it's.
Yeah, John something. Yeah, right. So
Remember, they used to do that at all the baseball games. The guy would have John 3:16 at the games.
as a Jew, I'm not allowed to go to In-N-Out Burger. It's-
Yeah, I get the protein style, so it has lettuce as the bun, so I feel not as guilty.
By the way, and I think Adrian will agree with me. There's nothing better than French fries. What a great invention. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
So I
Jeff.
got something about physicists
What
that I know you guys are interested in this.
about physics?
Yeah, and astronomy.
You don't mean laxatives, do you?
No.
Oh,
No, he means astronomy.
oh, astronomy. Okay.
We saw this really cool play about this woman astronomer in the early 1900s,
Oh,
Henrietta Leavitt. I don't know if anybody knows her.
Never
Do you know
heard-
her?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
What you've
Yeah.
heard? You've heard of her, Charlie?
Oh, yes. She was brilliant.
And was she rare in her day of being a?
Actually, not. There have been many female astronomers. They just don't get any
Yeah.
any play or any news.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, they had that on what was that show Neil Tyson did? He had a lot of stuff about women
Yeah,
astronomers.
Cosmos. Yeah.
Yeah, Cosmos, right?
Right. And she worked at Harvard and, like she couldn't even go and use the telescope. Like they did a lot of calculations by hand. So she was more of a mathematician.
they
even if She
didn't-
wanted to be an astronomer.
They didn't want to get eyeliner on the eyepiece.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
No, they weren't smart enough. Just ask the guys.
Well, I mean, at the story, they made a movie about the women at NASA, who pretty
Yeah.
much,
Right, that was good too.
Figures, yeah.
Similar idea, yeah.
and they were.
But she came up, yeah, you probably know, Charlie, she came up with some rule about, or like a formula about how to calculate how far away everything is in light years.
Yeah.
And like all the guys glommed on and was like, oh yeah, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
That's how our company. That's what our company's name is. I mean, Charlie knows this, but Cepheid, they say that's how they can tell the blinking light of the stars. That's how they can tell the distance. They measure the distance.
Exactly. There's some
And that's-
calculation about that.
Yeah,
And
so that's our
that's what-
our company's name.
Yeah, that's what
Sorry,
they're
I
doing.
didn't finish the fries.
What did she say? What did,
She
Yes,
said
Jeff
she-
just wanted to talk about it because he thought you guys would find it interesting. It was a great play. It was a great play.
what did
realize
what
they
did
made a
Adrian
play
just
about it.
wait a minute? What did Adrian just say?
She says,
Finish
"Sorry,
the
Daddy, I
fries."
finished the fries."
Get on it. All right, I'm taking off, guys. Good to see you.
Oh, good to
Bye,
see you,
Pam.
Pam.
But
Yes, Pam is actually tech support for Jeff.
that's right.
That's a sad statement. That's a
very
very
So- so- So
But I always make her pay me
oh.
just to talk to you guys.
Oh, okay, good, good. Well, listen, Brian. Oh, I guess he got into a place. Oh, there he is. Now he's not.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're home. Are you home? Is he home?
He's muted.
He's. Is he? Maybe he's muted. Maybe he's not muted. It looks like he's home. Probably. Oh, he's doing something.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he may have gotten out of range of the Wi-Fi from his car.
Oh no, the Wi-Fi is fine now. He's. Where are you, actually, Brian?
I'm home. I'm home. We just got home.
You're home.
I just picked up from.
Well, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see the front of your house. We've never seen the front of your house before.
Well, we have on Facebook. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but we haven't here on the program, and I'm sure there are people out there watching the show who'd like to see the front of his house so they know where they can steal a really nice car.
Yes.
Several nice cars.
Yes. Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the best part about the house, is that this is the view. They got Santa Cruz, and then the sun sets every night right there. So when there are clouds, like not stormy, but cloudy days, all lights up red and pink. It's really nice.
Wow, that's cool. That is cool. Wow. So anyway, did you listen to last night's show at all, Brian?
No, but I was going to say something, but I didn't want to interrupt. But I'm sorry to hear about Chrissy Frazier. She was a hottie. She was really nice, and I used to go to the studio and see her, and she was gorgeous.
Yeah,
so.
she was. She was absolutely gorgeous.
And very nice person. Like Tom was saying last night, very nice to him. And she was always very accommodating, very nice to the studio audience all the time. So sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's just another person I know who died. It's starting to get depressing. We just lost him again. He'll be back. Yes. Yes.
I'm supposed to give a report on my Hewlett Packard event.
Oh. Okay.
So I talked.
Well, wait a minute. Let's let people. In case nobody listened last night, and that's most of America. Okay. Last night he was talking about his problems with his HP printer, which I had the same problem. I just stopped using mine because of this, and bought a what's it called? An Epson. With the Eco Ink cart, tanks and so on, because with HP, if you sign up for their HP Plus, you're stuck using their goddamn cartridges. What is that? And they don't warn you. They don't warn you ahead of time either. So, okay, did you hear from them today?
Oh, I talked to a corporate guy when the guy that called me was an idiot, and I said to the guy, I'll tell you.
First of all, how is he an idiot? Not that most of these people aren't.
One, I couldn't understand what he was saying. Two, he was trying to explain to me how Hewlett Packard was going to continue to screw me. And they said that you can stop the service. The cartridges you got will be bricked. They will no longer work. And you can go out and buy new cartridges. I said, well, I've been paying for these cartridges that you just sent me for 18 months. Well, not really. Yeah, really. And so he said, let me get you to a supervisor. I said, I thought you were. He said, I am, but a bigger supervisor. So he gets me to a bigger supervisor. And so I said, I get on podcasts and I tell people about the great service I'm getting from Hewlett Packard. He says, thank you. I said, I'm being sarcastic. This is not great service. And I tell people about this. And so, do you really want to lose more customers? And the guy says, I'll tell you what, I'll send you new cartridges that are not part of the plan one time, and you can cancel the plan, and then you can put these cartridges in, and they'll work after the plan. Boy, I got to tell you, you gotta grab them by the and twist really hard.
Well, wait a minute, you haven't done this yet, so you don't know that it's going to work.
Well, he sent me an email. That's right. Well, it does say if you go to Hewlett Packard and if you go on the net, it says that once you cancel, the cartridges that are in there that are part of this Plus plan no longer work.
Right, that I can understand. Okay,
Right, but you have to use new HP cartridges.
but you can't use other
That's right.
cartridges.
That's
Well,
right,
but that's
because
the
they-
problem. That's the problem because HP is charging you premium for those cartridges.
It's okay because I'll cancel it. I've got it all in writing in an email. I'll cancel it when I get the cartridges in a couple days, and then I'll pop the cartridges that are in there out, put the new ones in, and I won't be on the plan anymore.
Okay, you won't be on the plan anymore, but you still can't use
Have
anything
to always
else.
buy HP cartridges.
Well,
Yes.
that's bullshit.
Yes, I agree. But at least they're saving me $100 having to buy a set of cartridges.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's fine. But after
One
you're
at a
through
time.
with those ones they send you, you're gonna have to buy another set of cartridges for like $130 or something like that.
Yep.
And you have to buy
Yep.
another set of HPs where you can go to some, third party and you can buy those same for like $45, all
That's
three
right.
of them.
That's right.
You know.
There are, if you look on the web, there are ways to get the firmware that stops you from using the third party off. You got to go through a bunch of stuff. And if I ever get to that point, then I'll get rid of it. I'll just get rid of the printer.
Really?
It'll become a fishing weight.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
I'll bring it over to your house and we can push it out the 8th floor.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that I can bring myself to throw the thing out of the place. I figure I'll hold on to it till somebody wants it, and they can go ahead and they can, you can't use those ones that come with the, they recharge themselves or whatever that does, because
Right.
I did go out and buy a whole bunch of new cartridges for this, and they work, but I also went out and I bought a third party and put those in. No way.
Yeah, they tell you right in their documentation, after the fact, of course, that once you use this HP Plus thing, they change the firmware on the printer forever.
That shouldn't be told to you after you buy the machine.
That's right.
That should be
Yeah.
told to you before you buy the machine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Amy's not having a show tonight. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know.
why?
Yeah, I got it.
Why-
She's feeling under the weather.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She just sent us a text.
Funny, I didn't get anything to that extent.
Oh, she asked
No,
us to let you know.
Oh,
so
to let me
Yeah.
know. Oh, yeah, okay, like it's your job.
it's no
Yeah.
problem for us to tell you.
Yeah, we don't mind.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hmm.
So it's better than, I won't say anything. I was going to say it's better than having the last person that was running the show call you in the middle of your show and start asking for tech support. So
Well, she once a couple of weeks ago she called me in the middle of my show to
I
tell me she was
remember.
having a problem. So
she's not feeling good. She's taking the night off. She asked us, one of us that's on the show, which is only Charlie and me, to let you know. So there, I didn't know if Charlie let you know in the first couple minutes.
well, she
or
could
not.
just send me an email or something. But oh well.
Yeah. So it is what it is there. So yeah, the Hewlett Packard thing is a real mess. Remind me to never buy an HP product again.
Well,
You've convinced me.
HP makes pretty good computers.
I'm
You
using one right now. I'm using it's a high-end gaming computer.
Mhm.
A friend of mine bought it for $4,000, got it delivered, and before he even got it out of the box, he lost his job and was going to pay it on payments, and then he couldn't afford it. And I ended up with it for $1,200 still in the box. So I set it up as mine. It's a Windows 10. It's got 64 gig of RAM. It's got, solid state drives. It's got an i9 processor because it's a gaming computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's, the fastest Intel processor. It's got its own NVIDIA video card, which I've never had, which has 8 or 12 gig and 2 fans over it.
Wow.
I don't play games on the computer, so it's kind of a waste. But for $1,200, I couldn't pass up the deal.
Wow. Well, yeah.
I'm surprised Phil didn't run out and get one.
Then run out and get what? One of those?
An HP gaming computer.
Oh well.
He had this computer would have come originally stock. It came with 32 gig and an i7 processor, and you would have got the video off the motherboard. But he upgraded the RAM. He upgraded it to an i9, and he upgraded it to have an NVIDIA video card put in there. So,
Oh really?
but none of that really.
That's
means
nice,
anything.
NVIDIA, because they're now the #1 company in the world.
Yeah, it varies from day to day between them, Apple, and Microsoft. I get business news all day long, and it says, "Nope, now Apple's, nope, now it's back to Microsoft, now Nvidia," because Nvidia is doing a lot of this AI stuff, and that's what's making them a big profit right now.
Yeah, but everybody's claiming they're doing AI. You know,
Yeah.
Apple just said they made a deal with. Are you guys doing AI, by the way, Brian?
Yeah. They just sent us something about it. I don't know. They're trying to do something.
But I mean,
Yeah.
why is AI so important? What is the advantage of AI? Explain it to me, Charlie.
Me? I'm retired.
You're the technical guy. Go ahead.
NVIDIA, though, you should see their campus. They built a huge looks like two spaceships next to each other down here in
It's
Silicon
very
Valley.
cool. It's very cool. I haven't seen it in person, but I saw it online. It's very cool.
I thought it being built from day one. It's pretty crazy.
I guess we're all trying to top what Apple did down in Cupertino,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Because-
pretty cool too. A round office.
My friend worked at that Apple. He says everything on their floor was glass. Like all of the partitions were all glass.
Mm-hmm.
So you could look like across. Literally, you could look across down the one hall and just see forever.
Wow.
They had a courtyard in the middle of this thing, a huge courtyard.
Yeah.
And there's glass, and you can look across the courtyard and see the people on the other side of the building.
I think they also have a theater in the middle, don't they, as well? Or where's the theater?
Probably, yeah. It's
Yeah,
in there.
probably.
Yeah, but
you
it's
got a ton of money.
yeah,
you know,
but this is the new "I have a bigger penis than you have"
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
instead of saying, "Why don't we build a bunch of Quonset huts," you know, and let people work out of there? No,
I
they
always
got,
liked the design of a Quonset hut, so
it was
if
very
I was
functional.
the CEO, I
Very-
would build
very
a
functional.
Quonset hut that seats 24,000 people or something.
Yeah, I just never understood. You know, I mean, I think what Apple built was beautiful. Okay, there's no question about it. Looks like a flying saucer landed. Okay,
It's a
and
round building.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and it's a very expensive building
Yep.
because
Spent a
all
lot
the
of money.
glass in that building is curved,
Yes.
and that costs a
customers.
lot of money to get curved glass.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why our iPhones cost $1,000.
Yeah.
yeah, you know, for what they did.
And the people that have to have the state-of-the-art studio computers.
Yeah, that's true too. But you see, if they hadn't built that big building, they could have given everybody an iPhone for free.
Yeah, in the world probably.
You know,
Yeah,
So-
probably.
but
I'm curious what it cost them to build an iPhone.
I think I saw it somewhere. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of over $100.
Oh, it's well over $100.
Yeah.
They're made in China, most of them, but it's well over 100. I saw somewhere in a business news a year or two ago when they were talking about that they have it built and the parts and everything is about $350 because there's engineering that goes into it too. You got to pay the engineers and all these other people. So you add all of the cost, and it was around 350. But who knows if that was true or not?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apple's not good at disclosing information, so you know. But Charlie's going to get an iPhone 16 when it comes out.
When it comes out, yeah.
That's this year, right?
Yeah,
So we need a new iPhone. And
all your charging cables will need to change, Charlie.
They do? They have different charging now?
Yeah,
It's
and
just,
the iPhone
it's, a,
15.
it's a USB-C, Charlie. How many of those do you have sitting around the house? You know.
Not knowing him.
Right here. Yeah, I got a new 14. My company pays for them all the time, so
That's cool. 3 of us
yeah,
on the show have a 14.
I
Yeah.
gotta. Yeah, but I got mine free.
Oh,
Well, wait a minute.
Oh,
What's the one? I don't know. What's the one that I have here? I'm trying to remember. This is like almost.
if you go to settings and then go to about, it'll tell you which phone you have.
Yeah, I know that.
I think my
About,
sister
Yeah,
got the same thing you
I
got.
couldn't use my earphones when I got this because you had to get a special adapter because
Oh,
they got rid of the earphone jack.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. Wait a minute. Actually, I got this iPhone at in Canada, so I have to go to a boot. Let me see here. It's an iPhone 14.
Is
And the
it?
one that's out now is the 15, right?
That's right.
15's out now, yeah.
And so we were going to get a new phone now, but we don't really need it. So we're going to.
Nobody really needs a new iPhone. They last a long time, but you know. You're
Well,
not
this
gonna
thing,
live
the
forever.
battery's starting to get a little weak in it, you know, and but I want to, so I'm probably going to get a new one, but I don't really need it that much, and but really, you know, how much do you need the new iPhone? You know, I mean, they don't. How much are they improving them? I'd say if you
Well-
hold on to your own old phone for about 3 years and then get a new one. You know,
That's what I do.
You
So.
got a point there, but who knows? I'm 74. Who knows how much longer I'll be around? I might as well get
The way
this.
I look at it too, for me, why not buy one every couple of years? You know, who knows? I'm 65. You know,
yeah.
I don't know how long I'll be around. So why not?
Interesting fact: I've never paid for a phone in my life.
Really?
That's
Why,
all
now,
right.
why is that? Just because all the companies you work for paid for them?
Well, this company I've been with for 20 years, and they've always given me a phone. And then when they start coming out, even the Nokia press to talk ones, they start paying for those when I was working. So I was always like production manager or something. I always needed to be able to get a hold of. So they always supplied me a phone.
Wow, that's
wow.
great.
That's so cool. That's very cool.
Well, when you work for the state, they won't do that for you.
Probably not.
But yeah,
They'll give you a pager.
yeah. Well, you know, I'll tell you. I mean, you know, for all the people who want to complain about Apple and make a big deal out of Apple, the fact of the matter is, Apple turns out good equipment. I mean, this computer I bought, you know, this Apple Studio, is the most powerful machine I've ever owned.
It's probably the most powerful home computer that's available in PC it's very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, it really
Read
is.
the specs on some of this
Yeah,
stuff. And
as opposed to the original Apple Studio, which is not as powerful as this.
right. And Phil's got that. So.
Yeah, and I warned Phil to wait, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, they came out with the new Apple Studio with an M2 chip in it. And the only reason I got this one now, I would have waited till the end of the year if they were going
It
to.
says the M4, right? The new one?
They're going directly to the M4, but that's next year.
Oh,
And I needed this now, you know.
all right.
So, but I don't know. Nobody has any idea of why they're not going to do it this year, because they are going to the M4 immediately, and the new iPads are M4s. You know,
I got a new iPad with an M3 in it, an iPad Pro.
there's no M3. They went directly from an M2 to M4.
Well, maybe it's an M2 then.
Yeah, it's probably an M2.
Everybody,
What were you-
everybody.
I couldn't.
So-
hear-
Everybody drink, he said. Everybody drink.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's all I would drink. Phil's not here. What are you talking about?
So that's for me.
How come your company's so cheap and didn't get you? The iPhone 15s have been out for 9 months. How come they didn't get you an iPhone 15?
Do I care? I don't care. Give me a 14.
You know something? All I'm saying is, every time they come out with a new one, they try to tell you, well, here's what it's got that's better than the last one. And really, there hasn't been a major improvement in iPhones for about 3-4 iterations.
Yeah,
You know?
the cameras are better.
Well,
That's it, yeah.
yeah, but
I don't take pictures very often, so
how
I think
good-
I have
how- wait a minute,
113
how much
pictures
better
on my
can the
iPhone.
camera get?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
You know, the camera
Hey,
right
the
now is
14 is
something.
really good. I've never seen the flash go off, and I take photography outside in street lights, and the flash never goes off, and it looks like daylight.
And then how can it get any better? That's Alex's point.
That I understand that, and I'm agreeing.
Alan, calm down. Every
Yeah,
year.
calm down, Alan.
So much. You talk a little bit too much today. So you have too much coffee. Okay, so every year though they go on that platform of advertising of these, look at this image they put on a billboard was from an iPhone. You know, they show how good their camera is, but then every year they keep promoting. Oh no, this camera is even better and better. Like you guys say, how can you get much better? It's already really good.
Well, I mean, years ago I bought Marjorie a Nikon. It was the best you could get at that time. It was 12 megapixels. Wow, what a great picture. Do you know how many megapixels the Apple camera is?
48?
Something like that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't need much more, okay? The only reason you need more, you know why you need 4K? If you want to take the picture and you want to crop it, okay, and have it still look good.
I think the 16 is 8K.
Huh?
I think the 16 Pro is an 8K.
8K? So what? So
Yeah, that's
what?
what I say. I'm happy with 1080p. What do I need?
Your 1080p is fine.
Right.
This show goes out in, I think, 1080p, I believe. I can't. Either that or it goes out at 720. You know, I mean, it looks great. You know, it's fine. And I could do it in 4K every night if I wanted to, but why? So your ugly faces will look less ugly?
My laptop's at 1080p. The monitor I'm watching is a 4K, and I can't tell the difference. So
yeah.
I think, like you said, Alan, the night pictures, like when it's dusk and stuff, are a lot more clear. Yeah.
Oh yeah, night vision. I think is what Apple calls it.
Yeah.
They are smart in technology.
They're not that. Wait a minute, they're not that smart.
Okay.
In fact, they've gotten really stupid. They were way behind on this whole AI deal.
Yeah.
Way behind. So they had to partner with ChatGPT in order to get themselves up to speed. They couldn't even get themselves up to speed. You know.
You know, some of the things that smartphones do use AI, and people didn't talk about it being AI.
AI's been around for years in one form or another.
Take an iMessage, for instance. iMessage, when you talk to your phone and it sends the message out, that's AI.
Yes.
When you ask Siri a question, that's AI.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Well, you really have. You've had coffee tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm filling
over
in
for Tony.
Yeah, filling in for Tony.
Sorry, I'll cut back. Let Brian talk some more about all the free phones he's getting.
What were you saying, Jeff?
I think I bought my computer. It's an Apple. And I think it must be when I moved here. So it's about 6 years. And it still works fine for me.
My Mac Mini's a 12.
So I'm pissed off at my doctor again.
Oh.
A year ago, he decides that he looked at some reaction to some tests that were done on me when I went in for that emergency room thing, and he said, you better go get yourself tested. You have a chest X-ray, a chest CT, to go look at these nodules you have and see if they've changed at all. Okay, so I go schlep over to Mount Sinai and throw myself under a laser or whatever they use. And it comes back and nothing has changed. I have the same nodules I had 6 years ago, 8 years ago. I had it hadn't changed at all. And another nodule I did have is a nodule that they don't even pay attention to. So I figured that's it. See, a year later, my doctor sends me a note. Go get another chest CT. Got to get it updated. What? Why?
You know, first of all, the first one I didn't need because there was no change in something like 8 years or something like that. And as far as a new nodule is concerned, it was a nodule that is a type that is not considered to be, doesn't become cancerous. So what do I have to go schlep over there again for?
Are you sure that one that doesn't become cancerous isn't it your penis in the scan?
Everybody, that was a joke.
Yeah, let everybody have a drink.
Wait,
Well,
Jeff, so
unlike you, my penis has been known to get in the way. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Jeff left. He's so mad about that joke.
What?
He actually left before I said it.
Anyway, so anyway, I was a little happy to see that Biden at least is surging ahead in the polls.
Yeah.
I think everybody, you know what it is? I think everybody's getting a little sick of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think there's just a little. He tries to say something every day that's going to get him in the news, and I think people are just kind of tired of it, and they would rather have a boring half awake guy than Donald Trump. So I think by the time we come around to election time, Trump's going to have his ass taken to the cleaners. So.
Fingers crossed.
But it's so painful to watch Biden, though. It's so painful
but
to
they
watch
do
him.
things. The Republicans, though, take anything he does and then they don't show you the whole story.
Yeah.
Like there was this thing where he's with a bunch of European dignitaries in Europe, right?
Mhm.
And they're all looking forward at some stuff that's happening, and he turns his back to them and is looking in the other direction. Well, if you just look at that shot, it looks like the old man is really stupid and he doesn't know which way to look for what's happening.
Mhm.
But other people shot from the other side, which the Republicans, by the way, never showed.
Yeah.
And what he was doing is he was talking to some soldiers.
That had landed on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah,
And paratroopers or whatever they were. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, anytime he does anything that looks like he's not with it,
I think it's funny last week where Trump said he's willing to do a cognitive test between him and Biden, and he screws up on his own doctor.
No, he said he took a cognitive test.
Okay.
And it
Yeah.
was given to him by his doctor, Ronnie Johnson or something, and
Yeah.
it was somebody else.
Jackson.
Huh?
Ronnie Jackson. Yeah.
Ronnie Jackson.
Poor thing.
Ronnie Jackson was the doctor when he was in the presidency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even there, but that Ronnie
Ronnie
Johnson
Johnson was the proctologist that he used.
or brain surgeon, same thing.
Brain
Yeah.
surgeon.
Well, no, the trouble is that Donald Trump is probably less cognitive than Biden is. I mean, if
Yeah.
you listen to the mistakes he makes and the gaffes he makes, I mean, what's his whole? Didn't he go off on sharks recently?
Yeah. What was that deal about?
Yeah.
I mean, and
It
then,
was something about like a battery, like a Tesla battery or something. I said battery that was
Yeah,
sinking.
well, a battery operated boat doesn't run on gasoline, it just runs on batteries. And he was talking about how bad it was because if the boat sank, you would get electrocuted or
He'd
something.
be 100 feet away.
Yeah, the shark wouldn't know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, would you get on the boat if it flipped over, or would you dive in with the shark?
you know what I'm really happy about?
Look up what he said about Gettysburg.
Is that with Trump, if we get him as president, we'll have a guy who's really keyed into science. Who just really understands what's happening with science.
Look up what he said about Gettysburg a couple months ago, about a month or two ago.
What did
It was hilarious.
I'm trying to
Just
remember what it was.
amazing.
It was funny, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, he was saying that Gettysburg. Oh, that was it was a wonderful thing. It was a wonderful thing. It was. I can't remember the whole thing, but he rambled on about how wonderful it was and how I can't remember it all, so I'm not going to say what it was. But it was just obnoxious as hell.
I got
It
to
wouldn't even make no sense at all.
I got to tell you something. I was watching every now and then. I go over to Fox. Why? Because
Look it up.
I enjoy science fiction, and I wonder what it's like to be in another world. okay? And if the
Yeah.
closest thing to knowing what it's like to be in another world or in the bizarro world is going over to Fox, because the whole world is different over there. So they're having a discussion. It's on, I think it was on that show, the Outnumbered, with all the women, you know, on the show.
Yeah.
And one lucky guy.
That one guy, yeah.
One lucky guy.
He's outnumbered.
And the story they brought up was this story here in New York where there was this guy from Ecuador who was an immigrant who wound up raping a 13-year-old girl in the park. Okay? All right. That's the story. So now they're wailing away. You know, if it weren't for Biden, we wouldn't have this problem. You know, here are these immigrants coming into this country, and now they're raping our people. Well, you know something? He wouldn't have raped her in New York City if he hadn't been shoved up here by a bus from Texas.
Yes.
And they don't mention that part of it. You know, oh, yeah, you see, that's what happens when they come across the border. Yeah, well, how do they get to New York City? You know, long trip from the border to New York City, especially if you don't have any money. But if somebody, for instance, a governor down in Texas, puts you on a bus, hey, they send them. So they you know. It's just the world we live in is just so disgusting now. You know, it's just.
We're fortunate that we're in the last part of our life, that we won't have to live with this for 50 more years.
You're in the last part of your life. Listen, Marjorie said we're in the, what did she say? We're in the last chapter of our lives. And I said, no,
thing.
we've made it to the index already.
Here it is. Gettysburg. What an unbelievable battle that was, Trump said during Saturday rally. It was so much, and so interesting. It was so vicious and so horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg. Wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and look and watch. And the statement of Robert E. Lee, who's no longer in favor. Did you ever notice it? He's no longer in favor. Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill, he said. Wow. That was a big mistake. He lost a great general. Never fight uphill, me boys. But it was too late, Trump added. What the fuck did that mean?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Me boys is an,
Me boys.
is an Irish statement.
Has nothing to do with y'all.
And Robert E. Lee wasn't Irish.
Exactly.
He probably thought that it happened during his presidency.
He kept saying me boys, and I'm going, when I saw him do that, I was just going, what the hell? This dude fell off a truck while it was moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he ate too many paint chips as a kid.
Well,
Yeah.
well, probably lead paint chips if it was from his father's
Right.
apartments.
That's
You
what
know.
yeah.
They really sunk in, man. It was funny as hell to watch it. I'm going, how can they say that Biden is unhinged when he
Yeah.
says shit like that?
Well, listen,
Yeah.
Biden isn't 100% there, but you know he gets the job done.
He's got a brain.
You know, there's everything to believe. People have been interviewing Trump lately. You know, he gives out interviews to anybody who will throw a compliment his way. And they all come back with the same thing, that this guy has no concept of what's going on, no concept of how the country is run or how to solve any of the problems that exist here. Biden knows how to get the job done. He knows what the job is. And he may be a little out of it these days, but he's not so out of it that he doesn't get the job done. Look, the economy's better than it's been for a long time. But, you know,
The man has compassion.
the man
Yeah.
has compassion.
Absolutely.
You know, he's honest where his family is concerned. Look, he's not going to give Hunter Biden a you know.
No, how come you haven't heard a damn thing about that either? The guy got convicted.
Yeah,
He's going to jail for whatever he's going to do.
yeah.
And you don't hear anybody. I don't hear anybody saying.
I think in July is the part of the trial where they sentence him.
Yeah, that's fine, but
Right.
you know, you don't hear
Nobody's
anything
talking
about it.
Right. Don't hear anything.
They may wind up just giving him, you know, house arrest or
Probation.
whatever, probation or whatever. Yeah, because that's not a big deal, that whole thing.
And it's the same thing that's going to happen to him too.
And you know what I mean? As I said, I would argue if I were his lawyers and they didn't use this argument. Well, it's funny. The Hunter Biden has caused a uproar among the Second Amendment people, who all believe that you shouldn't have to sign those. What do you call it? Those
The forms.
The
to buy
forms.
it.
And the problem is with those forms is that they are, I think, in a certain level, illegal because they're asking you to incriminate yourself. In other words, I have to say I'm not doing drugs in order to get a gun, but if I want to, don't. But if I say I am using drugs, I don't get the gun, and they'll arrest me for doing drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, you're asking to self-incriminate yourself in order to get what a lot of these people believe is your constitutional right.
Yep.
Yep.
So Hunter Biden is kind of a hero with them now. You know.
Good. Maybe he'll start something and get rid of the National Rifle Association.
No. They seem to survive everything. They're like a roach. You know,
Well, they're
they
in
just
Texas,
don't die. What?
They moved to Texas when they couldn't handle New York anymore.
Yeah, that's correct. So anyway, we have Brian here, and it was nice for Adrian to make an appearance on the show today.
Yeah, she has so tomorrow I have to take her to Hammer Theater downtown San Jose and do the rehearsal. So she has 10 songs for the recital for Saturday. So they actually do a dress rehearsal, and then they do like all the lights. They do the lightings. So each they have a schedule. So each group will get up there and start doing their dancing because of what they're wearing and the lighting. They adjust all that stuff for the show.
It's called a technical rehearsal.
Oh, sorry, technical rehearsal. Yeah.
No, it's called a technical rehearsal because all the technical aspects of the show are dealt with there, like the lighting and so on, the audio.
Yeah. So she has that tomorrow, and then Saturday is the rehearsal. So she has like it's crazy 10 songs. So so it'll be fun.
Yeah, you're proud of her, aren't you?
Oh, of course.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Little bit. Yeah.
Does she have an iPhone 14
Well, you know,
yet?
I was talking about you to Marjorie tonight, and what we were talking about is that you being a father later in life is probably the best time to be a father. You know,
It is.
For me,
I can vouch for that.
you can vouch for that too, right, Kevin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Had them younger and I had them older.
Yeah.
my 30s, I was going to Vegas all the time, and 40s, I was still going out
I
and
couldn't do that. I was having kids earlier too.
Well, I mean, it's like David Letterman didn't have his kid until he was in his 50s.
Yeah.
And he looked like he became a pretty good father. I mean, as good a father as you can be until those kids say, "Dad, leave me off a block from school."
They still do that.
Huh?
Yep.
No, I'm
They
saying
do still do that.
no, but I'm saying that will happen. I mean, now she's happy to have him drive her right up to the school front door, right?
Yes.
One day she's going to say, "Leave me off a block away. Let me walk the last block to school." You know, and that will break your heart. You know?
It's okay. I embarrass her enough now.
Oh, okay. All right. How do
You're
you-
just prepping yourself that way.
How do you embarrass yourself? How do you embarrass her?
Like, she's all strutting herself when she gets out of the car into the dance studio, and right when she gets in front of my car, I honk the horn, those
Yeah.
type of things.
Yeah. Bye, Adrian.
Bye, baby. Have fun.
Yeah. But she's in what grade?
Even more fun when they have dances and you get to take them there, and then you tell them, "I'm the chaperone tonight."
Oh, my mom.
I love doing that.
Hey, my mom was a chaperone, and my friends got mad at me because my mom kept busting them trying to leave the dance before they were supposed to. Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I love doing that. Me and my buddy Troy, when he was alive, we did that all the time to him, to his kid. We'd tell him, "No, you're not going to be chaperone." Yes, we are.
Boy, oh boy, yeah.
It was tons of fun.
Yeah. Oh, today, by the
Still
way,
hates us
was
for
the summer solstice, was it?
Yep.
At here
Longest
in New
day of the
York
year.
at 4:50. It was the earliest that has ever been in 232 years or something like that.
Oh, damn it, I knew something went wrong. I had a shitty day today.
And today was the longest day of the year.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Low sunlight, yeah.
Great. No wonder.
And yesterday was the longest Juneteenth of the year. So, you know something?
Probably why I spilled red paint in my freaking driveway.
Oh,
Not happy
Why?
because I spilled red paint in my freaking driveway.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So now you have a red driveway? Why don't you just paint it all red then?
No. No.
So you're going
That
to leave it
would
with
be
this
tough.
big blotch?
There's a big blotch there. I got most of it up, and now I got to take a pressure washer.
Because
to
I
it
remember
tomorrow.
in the marina where I used to live, some of the homes along the marina actually had driveways that were painted red. Or
I know,
orange.
it's probably a
Red for
Chinese thing. I
China,
know.
right?
Yeah. Could be a Chinese thing too.
Right.
No.
That's what I always figured.
Feng
it was.
shui thing.
Feng shui. Okay. Anyway, I bought a new microphone today. You're not listening to it. It comes tomorrow. But I decided to buy a microphone worthy of my voice. Okay.
Nice.
'Cause
Really?
well,
I
usually
think your voice sounds fine right now.
I've
Yeah,
never
was-
I've never cared about how my voice really, what mic I'm using or anything like that. It's never been a consideration of mine. I just go, I got a good enough voice. I can talk it into a tin can and I will sound okay. But I finally decided in my old age it would be nice to just get something that, has a good bottom on it and so on and so forth. So we'll see what it's like when I get it. I also got a new light for here to try. There's just a $89 light that's about this big, okay, and it just sits right here on the right in front of me. And it supposedly does a really nice job of lighting your whole face, so I may be able to do away with these.
Kevin has some extra red paint. He can come over and paint your mic for you.
Actually, the one I'm getting it's black, and it has a red, what do you call it? Poof screen on the front of it. Big red foamy thing. So it's nice. Or it has one that's black too. I can make the whole thing black. I could
Are
have
you
gotten it in
thinking-
white, but I didn't know why I wanted to get it in white because I'm not one of these people who does a podcast that lets everybody see my microphone. So that was my big thing today. Yes, yes, Jeff.
So are you thinking about getting some kind of a aesthetic surgery to make you look better?
Plastic surgery.
You mean I don't look great now?
Well, we can always look better. Well, a couple of extra muscles on.
Now who's had the coffee? And telling bad jokes.
Not me.
Well, if I was a little younger, I might. I've thought about having my bags done under my eyes, but he wants $6,000 for that,
God,
and I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not that vain. Okay,
It's only money. You
I
can't
think I
take
could
it
do
with
that
you.
for you.
huh?
I think I could do that for you if you want.
You could do it for me.
Why not?
He has a
Try it
homemade
on.
laser.
Hey, the guy built pacemakers. He can do my eyes.
Yeah, that's right.
You could try your new Heathkit laser on it. Take away the material.
Yeah.
I'd get an animal, like a dog, and maybe to try it out first.
Yeah, I get
Tested on animals, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's. I can't. I'm trying to think if there was any other major news. We've been sitting around all day waiting to see what the Supreme Court's going to do with this Trump thing, which tomorrow's their last day. I think that they
Think
can.
so?
That's it.
So they got to do it tomorrow if they're going to do it at all. Any speculation on how it's going to turn out? You did hear about
No
the.
idea.
Oh, you did hear about the judge in the documents case.
No,
You didn't hear?
they fire her.
No. Two federal judges have come forward and said she should resign from that case. That, to begin with, one of them said she should resign because her area where she's a judge does not really have the bandwidth to be able to handle all those documents. And then another federal judge just said, you just shouldn't do it because you're not any good. You know, you don't have the experience. And so two judges so far, and I think there are a couple of others have come along and said, you should step down from this case. And she goes, no, not gonna. Why?
Isn't there somebody above her that can remove her?
No,
Oh,
no,
Strange world.
no.
yeah, really.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Do
Can
you,
you kick them
He
out?
appoints her in 2020, and then he gets her as his judge
Yeah.
on one of his
there
cases.
isn't a judge in the world who you can say to them the following statement, let me talk to your boss.
Nope.
Doesn't
No.
happen. Doesn't happen. You know, the only boss that any judge has are appeals courts and appellate courts.
Well, in California, we vote for Superior County judges, so
Yeah, but how often?
yeah, I don't know.
See, once you
Whenever it
vote-
shows up on the ballot, that's when I know.
Once you vote them into office, they stay
Yeah.
there forever.
Maybe
Federal, yeah. Federal
I
judges.
don't know.
Well, federal
Right.
judges are appointed. A president appoints some of them, doesn't he?
Appoints all federal judges.
Yeah.
Appoints all federal judges. Wow.
And there,
Trump,
that's a
Trump
lifetime
really went
appointment.
nuts with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
They
wow.
can die or they can quit.
Yeah, they could
That's
resign.
Well,
about it.
I just love the attitude of judges like the Supreme Court judges. You know, like we don't have to answer to anybody. What? Oh, well,
There
maybe
could
you
be
don't
two-
technically have to answer to anybody, but you should. What were you going to say,
There
Kevin?
could be 2 appointments in the next term, right? My
Yes.
understanding, I think there can be 2 appointments in the next term. That's what we really got to worry about.
2 appointments. Why?
That's the reason we want Biden in there instead of Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even things out a little bit anyway.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. You know. Too bad the president can't fire them. He gets to appoint them. Can't he fire them?
Right?
Yeah.
Actually, Congress can impeach them if they do something bad.
Yes, but that's going to take a lot of doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, listen, the theme is playing, and I got to get off of here because Amy has to. Oh, excuse
Oh
me.
no, no show tonight.
I'd
No
be
show-
nice.
Well, there's no show tonight with Amy, folks. Even though she's listed on the on demand already,
He's not feeling good.
and I'm not going to remove her until tomorrow. Okay, so anyway, hey, very nice of you to be here, Charlie. Always a pleasure having you here. How's the weather down? How hot is it down there?
Actually, it's been cool because it's been raining all week.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was only got to like
Yeah,
82.
we were 92 degrees here today.
Yeah, I know, hotter up there.
How about you, Jeff? How hot was it up there?
It's been in 96,
Yeah,
something like that. It was brutal.
Marjorie
Just
and I
walking.
went out and took a walk up to the restaurant to get food, right? By the time I got up there, I felt like I'd suffered, you know, a lot. Anyway, thank you, Jeff, for being here. Appreciate it. Of course, Brian, always a pleasure having you here, and especially Adrian as well. Thank her. Thank you to Alan, and thank you very much, Kevin, once again for joining us this evening. Hope we'll all see you all tomorrow night right here. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
night.
Okay. And that's our citizen panel for tonight, folks. Really enjoy having them here. And they'll be back again tomorrow night, a lot of them. So that's good. Anyway, there's no Amy tonight, huh? Okay, well then there's nobody for me to plug after me. I'll see you tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye.